Yes, important news just in for Dad's RC Hangar. I've won a competition, can you believe it? And I've been put into a final round for the best cake ever. Yes, this is what they thought my cake was, and they decided to call it the chocolate surprise. Have a look at this. Oh my golly gosh, yes, it was called a chocolate cake when I put it on my social media during the week. And it's a chocolate surprise because it's my boat. Yes, it's the boat, but we'll go a little more about that later on. So, it's just a bit of a catch up with the boat, so hold tight while we go through a few bits and pieces. And then we go for the chocolate surprise. Alrighty then. Yes, we are back in the place. Yes, it's that Friday feeling of Dad's RC Hangar. Yes, that feeling when you know you can have some fun with that RC. Yes, if you're not already and you're lucky enough to be retired and enjoying life with radio control every day of the week, then fantastic. I'm looking forward to that day. But for now, we do it when we can and how we can. The weather is now the 20-something of March. I haven't got its hair past pimple on me. Oh, I have got a clock. I've got a clock, sorry. It's the 8th of March, yes, early spring in 2024 in the UK. And the rains are dissipating and the sun is popping his hat out, coming out to play. Yes, he is. Trouble is, it's very windy. Yes, we've still got about 39, 40 mile an hour gusts with an average of 20 to 28 wind today. So I'm quite disappointed, but I'm not disappointed because I'm back in the hangar and I really need to get this boat done ready so I can get all my other planes ready at a moment's notice to get out and fly. So what we're looking at here, yes, we are looking at some of the bits that you get with the kit. They are mainly for all your sort of like battery holder, motor holder, motor mount and hatches. Now, to believe it or not, they took quite a time to cut out. It took more time than I thought, and we went through about, I don't know, about 4 blades maybe, because they do blunt so quickly. But once out, they were great, absolutely great. Then we went on to sort of building a hatch. We'll show you what they make in a moment. But then we started building on the hatch, and basically me sticking things down, sticking those little bits down. They took forever to cut out. They really did. Which are the pole holders, which actually holds a net for where they throw into the sea to rescue the pilots. I'm going to see if I can get some of that net for the actual build, so make it more scale. Yeah, so once all glued in and all glued down and bits and pieces, and she looks pretty cool, which we'll take a closer look in a minute. And that was the hatches and everything else done, so which is quite simple. It's just one of these things that took time, but enjoyable at that. And then we got to the side of the boat. Obviously last week, if you remember, I started putting the walk planks, if you like to call it, around the boat. I'm not sure exactly their name, but so you can walk around the boat. And then we started to put the stringers in the boat, on the boat, should I say, which was fun. It was nice bending that piece. I'm not sure what it is, if it's spruce or it's definitely not balsa, but it's nice anyway. Wood. It's wood. And putting that round and sticking that down, and it was kind of satisfying doing that, because you see the boat start coming together, and it just makes me really happy. As you can see, it's all coming together on the other side as well. It'd be interesting actually now to show you why I wanted to cover the boat with some epoxy filler or some sort of filler. I was looking for something. You can see, like, you know, the kind of ridges where I didn't sand it down properly. Didn't do a very good job sanding down. There's something I need to learn from, is that in the future I should spray it and then sand it down, so then you can see it, because when it's all wood and kind of like that wood colour, whatever colour you like to call that, it's very hard to actually see, you know, of how flat it is, especially when you're going with balsa and plywood. I've noticed obviously the plywood is a lot harder to sand down where balsa's not, so you end up with them sort of gaps and bits and pieces. But that would start coming along, and I was really happy the way that came out. As you can see, all the edges are looking good. Then we come to planing, and if you saw my little shorts the other day with one of my favourite musics, you saw this, which will, and listen to this now. You can't beat that. That is, honestly, I know it's just shaping down the road. Now you're saying to me, why aren't you using the David, Chris? Which is another planer, which is somewhere around here. I just find this little planer really nice to hold, and you feel one with the wood. You can feel how far you need to go. It's hard to explain, but it's weird. Yeah, I'm weird, I know. But yeah, so so we plane that down, and then look at this. It's a lovely edge, and I'm really happy with that, and it really looks really kind of like a boat now. And then then we got the chocolate cake. Yes, the chocolate cake. For some reason, I don't know if I put too much hardener in. It's one of these crazy things. You get a little tube, and it says like, yeah, so half of the tin is half of the tube, and it's like, how can you learn how much is much? It's really hard, you know. If they'd done it in like a little small tin or whatever, and said, yeah, half that tin is half the big tin, then it would make much more sense. Yes, I think so. So it could be that I put too much hardener. And don't forget, this dries within 5 minutes. So I've got to whack this on as quick as possible. How they do it on full scale boats, I don't know. They've probably got some secret solution that's really cool. But yeah, and there's along the actual boat itself, the whole of the hull. You try saying that a few times. Yeah, so then that's all covered and ready to sand down with an angle grinder. Yeah, well, you know, yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, so let me show you the bits and pieces that we put together from the overhead cam, and before we show you the chocolate surprise. Alrighty, we're in the iPhone cam. I thought this would be a good thing to show bits and pieces, and if we want to, we can use the overhead cam. So I've just got to remember to look inside this camera, not the other place. So, sorry, did I poke your nose? You've got a scratch here. So here is one of the things that we built that comes from that kind of like grid of patterns, which is the battery holder. That fits over the kill. So I'm going to call it inverse kill, internal kill. It's where the kill comes through the bottom, where the boat joins together basically. So that's made for that. So that's got a little battery. This is great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to waterproof all these. I'm going to probably paint it with I think this is waterproof, the easy coat anyway, that help it, because obviously if there is some water that gets in the boat, it's going to be okay. And then so yeah, then we can to make is a servo holder for the rudder that also fits over the keel inside and gets stuck down and everything else. Now this does come with a smaller piece for a smaller servo, so it depends what servo I'm going to be using. I mean, I don't think I need to be a huge servo or a hugely strong servo, I don't know. Then it's really weird because you actually get two motor holders. So you get this one, the motor can be mounted inside or on the fascia, wherever you're going to. Then you get this one as well to build. So I'm not sure why I've got two, but I might utilise that anyway for like the ESC or something, to place it on the ESC. I don't know, but you get two. This one looks more solid for me. Excuse me, I like it. Maybe it's this one. So if you do it internal or external, obviously that one's only external, but we'll come to that. Then you actually get the actual motor mount base. This also fits over the internal kill. As I say, it's also because obviously the kill goes sideways, so this straightens it up. So that can be moved forward or backwards and be a part of the propeller shaft, which will wherever when it joins the bits and pieces. Then we've got our hatches. Now obviously you saw this one last week. We made that last week, so that was done. This is the one that I really like. This is the one the big one that you saw me building. Now I have got a rod that goes through there. If you have a look, you can just about, if I get it on the right camera, you can see that hole goes all the way through. There you go. And you've got this piece of timber that goes through here, round timber. And as I said before, I might see if I can get. I think you can. I've got to buy some bits and bobs anyway, because I'm not happy with some of the bits for the actual boat. They look a bit cheapy. It's like, for instance, I mean, it's okay, but like the anchor that you get is wood, and it's kind of, yeah. So yeah, so that looks really nice. The little hatches, and I don't know if you can actually see, but I've scored a line across there to give it a false hinge, and maybe I can hinge it, but really solid, really lovely. And then you've got a couple of bits, and obviously that's part of the hatch that we're going to spray afterwards that lives on there. Then we've got the big cutouts really. We've got like this is part of the back, so this fits in the back of the boat, which we'll show you in a minute. And you've got this centre cover. which is fantastic. I mean, lots of lovely stuff. All right, so that's all the bits and pieces, and then we've got to cut out next. Our next thing would be the port windows. Not port windows, the boat windows, sorry. There's the little portholes. These are all the windows that have got to be cut out. These are the frames that go around the windows once everything's all flat and lovely. And then they supply you with these plastic, which I presume is like that. It is as dark as that. You've got a peely on both sides, but these looks like they've been lasered out as well and fit in the little window frames, should I say. So yeah, so these are basically window frames. So that's all got to be done and individually sprayed, which is going to be a lot of fun. So there is a lot of detail work to be done. The main guts of it, apart from the rubbing down, which we'll go to in a minute, it's been done. And then obviously you've got to spray the colour and everything else. So the boat's going to be more of a side project now, where I'm going to do bits and pieces of it and then collate it all together, a bit like I've done today, and show you what I've done and how it's done and bits and pieces. As I say, it's, you know, everyone knows how to cut something out and glue it together. It's not something that you would question on how to do, really. This was the biggest one. I've got to keep showing it because I love it. It's just several steps that it has to do, and it's come together really nice. It just feels like a solid part and lots of intricate parts, and when that rod is through there, it looks really cool. I've yet to decide whether to spray it a different colour. It's really hard to look online about the boat because all the images are black and white, but I think it was white, the same as this lid is white as well. So if it's going to all be white, I might spray it afterwards, beforehand, but I don't want any runs. But if I do it afterwards, then I've got to have something to go through the little holes so it all fits inside. Anyway, so you're saying to me, Chris, okay, enough of that, I want to see the chocolate cake. Okay, let's show you the chocolate cake. Did you say chocolate cake, son? That'll go nice down with a cup of tea. Oh yeah. Alright, so everyone wants a bit of chocolate cake. That's alright, yes. So here's the chocolate cake, back ass, yes. But I started to rub it down. Yes, I did. They've done a little bit different. Yeah, it's actually going back to bare wood there, I think. But so, I think, am I going to be okay? There's obviously where I haven't really started doing it. But this side, let's look at this side, because this side's nice. There you go, nice and smooth and everything. It will smooth down, and then I'll get smaller and smaller. No, that's the wrong terminology. I'll use sandpaper, lighter and lighter grit. That's what I'll be doing to get a real smooth surface. And then I'll have all them little lumps and bumps that I'm annoyed with will go. There you go. It's not a chocolate cake. No, it's not. It is my boat. Yes, it's okay. It can be rubbed down. It's all good. No panic. Panic is over. Yes, I started it yesterday, last night, should I say. I got in, I thought, I've got to start doing this. I've got to see if I've made a complete boo-boo. And no, it started to rub down. Yes, I used really coarse paper. It's around here somewhere, but yeah, it's more like a brick rather than paper. And it started to smooth out bits and pieces. I've got to be careful because obviously I'm going to end up going into the timber and then it will make another divot and all that. But the main bits where the front of the bow, where obviously all the plywood and balsa met is all coming smoothed out, and it just makes me happy. That's all it is. Yeah, so I think what we'll do, I'm going to carry on working. The sides and bits and pieces are going to be sort of bare wood, so you're going to see imperfections when that's sprayed as well. I think, you know, to actually get this boat real tip top, I have no idea. Because you'll always see a joint unless you're really, really clever, which I'm not. But I think, you know, to get it to a place where I want to, I'll be really, really happy. So that is, as I say, going to be a bit of a side project now. So once I rub down, it's going to take at least a day to do. And then to respray it with some sort of primer. No, it's not primer, is it? I don't know where my can's gone. It's all right, but it's a filler primer. That's the word I was looking for. A filler primer to fill in the imperfections that the other one didn't really. I don't know how or why or what happened. And then I'll rub it down and it'll be smooth, because basically most of the hull is black. It's only below the waterline it's kind of red. So that black, shiny black, will show any imperfections. The top of the boat, apart from the edges, so here, if I show you, here. So here is white. No, that's grey. And the tops are white, and I think that's grey as well. I've got to look. I know it's grey and white anyway, so yeah, there was only, say, 2 of these built, and most of them stayed in dock anyway. They didn't really go and do anything. I've obviously Vosper, I think, built all these boats, and they built tons of boats with machine guns and everything else. But I don't think these saw any action. So if they did, and they would have been out in the Mediterranean, they would have been totally all white. All white, son? Anyway, so I think that's a bit of a journey that I just took, what's going on with the boat. It was, you know, as you can see, I didn't want to just show you a video of me rubbing down, but I will continue to rub down after I collate this video ready for you tonight for that Friday viewing. And then next week, you probably won't see the boat for a few weeks. I would have thought while I'm doing bits and pieces, but I will do like a collage of pictures, as to say, like I did on this one, to show you what I'm doing, and any sort of detail thing that I think you'll need to know if you want to build this boat yourself, of how not what to do or what to do when we say. But I'll definitely show you all the electronics anyway, because there's lots of electronics and lots of fun stuff to put in this boat, and I'm really looking forward to getting this done, and I'm getting there. But there's lots of us to do, lots of other stuff to do. Hopefully next weekend will be weather enough for me to go flying. I'm not sure what I want to go flying out with first, just to get over my nervousness, because I haven't flown for such a long time. But it may be even the Spitfire, because she's quite nice to fly, to be honest, the small one, by the way. And do something else, I don't know. We'll have to see. But if you can get out and enjoy that RC fun, then get out and do it. Have some fun while you can, that's what I say. But remember, be safe and keep safe. But just push this hobby to all the young people out there, just to let them know that this is a fantastic hobby. And even you can do some building, and to get yourself creative, because it's more fun than you think. So, thanks for popping by. You've been fantastic. If you haven't subscribed, press that subscribe button and the bell and all that sort of like and all that sort of thing, because you won't want to miss this this boat being finished and maidened, like other maidens that I've got to do. It will happen this year, weather permitting. So let's say a prayer and get calm weathers ahead. Thanks for popping by. Ta-ra.